Hi Aries, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. So when I was meditating on the energy, I was getting a moment coming through of something making itself very clear to you, or you even having a moment of clarity. And this may have even been something that you kind of resigned to not knowing even, and then you have an epiphany or information comes through that you had been looking for. It's almost like it's that moment where you kind of give up and you're like, you know what, I have to just surrender to the situation that I'm having, and maybe I'm not going to know this for now. And it's like within that moment, like right after, you end up finding out something. So it's weirdly ironic and also synchronistic in that way. I was also getting to the notion of maybe reviewing too where you feel with things. Sometimes our boundaries change in relation to what we're doing and what we feel comfortable sharing as well. And you may be working on something and somebody comes around and is curious about what you're doing. And just for yourself, in case you kind of get put on the spot, you may want to review what you feel comfortable sharing. I'm also hearing exposing, and what you kind of want to keep closer to the chest as well, in case somebody's curious. It's kind of like predetermining your boundaries before going into a situation where they may be tested a little bit. Okay, very interesting. So Leo started off with this card, Aquarius started off with this card, and now you are starting off with this, the Eight of Cups. We're walking away from something that's not working anymore, hoping to find more elsewhere. I'm looking at some type of collaboration, something that's going on with you and some other people here. This could be a work environment. This can be related to co-workers. This can be people you're hanging out with. You could even be in some type of learning environment with the Three of Pentacles. Maybe you feel like something wasn't split evenly and there's a lack of benefit to this. It's like maybe you feel like you're putting in work and you want to be compensated differently. Or maybe even how you want to be compensated for something is changing as well. I'm also looking at the Page of Swords here. It seems like as far as values go, you may less so be comparing yourself. It's like, if say you work in the same field as someone, you may have caught yourself comparing yourself to someone else, like maybe even for informational purposes, whatever this is. And there's a sense of like not getting a takeaway that resonates with you. So you may even be going within and trying to figure out something for yourself, rather than comparing that to what someone else is doing. And might find that to be more helpful too. It's like you could have gone somewhere even looking for like some sort of advice or insight, and you walk away being like, you know what, I would have been better off figuring this out for myself. Yeah. Something's out of balance. I'm looking at the Devil. It feels like you know this, and maybe that's why you're walking away from something. It's like you could be involved in something and you feel like there's, like, whether you feel too attached to a group or a group feels too attached to you, it's like it feels like you're breaking away from something, maybe even to find your own voice and your own identity. And maybe you even went into a situation like very much feeling like an individual, and there was a sense of merging that happened, and maybe now it's something that you're breaking apart from. Yeah, I feel like there's a reassessment of values that's happening here. So someone could be watching you, or you could be watching someone just reverse the energy to suit your situation. I'm seeing someone watching, like another person or even a group of people, and there's a sense of doing this for ego reasons and then feeling worse off because of it. This can even be like something that you're viewing and you're like, the takeaway when I walk away from this, or my intention behind it, I actually don't feel good when I'm engaging in this. And it may be something that you're rethinking, or this can be someone in the environment as well. I really do feel like you want to break away from something where some attachment has been formed, and it's one that you feel is unhealthy in some way. I feel like identity is a big thing that's being addressed now for you. Because there can even be like some type of group mentality, even that you're like, you know what, I don't resonate with that and I actually want to move on from it. And it doesn't necessarily mean it was that way in the beginning, but it feels like it's come to this place now where you're like, I'm kind of rethinking this whole situation. Wow, okay. Seems like something had gone on with someone from the past. Maybe you could have been involved with someone and really not appreciated the way that things went down with them, or maybe how they were acting even. It's like I'm seeing someone may have even come through and tried to get a reaction from you. It seems like this is somebody that's definitely likes to keep track of you and what you're doing. The best thing that you can do, it seems like just sitting within that situation and actually not giving any sort of reaction. Because this person may even poke at you if they like come out and indicate that they've been watching you. You may find yourself in a position where you're kind of debating and on the fence between like whether or not you should address something, but it seems like you being like more patient and even more, I don't want to use the word passive, but it seems like not actively engaging in something, because I'm seeing an energy that you could be dealing with that, like, the more attention you give it and the more energy you exchange with this energy, I'm seeing this not necessarily be someone that is going to be able to have a level conversation with you. It's because of the intention of this person. Whether this is something conscious or subconscious on their part, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it seems like something that you would be better off just taking your, I'm hearing energetic spectrum elsewhere away from this person. I'm hearing prying eyes. Yeah, I'm just getting someone like really curious about what you're up to, but it's coming from a place of them like not really being good with what they have going on in their life. And this can even come out in a space where it's like, you know, when someone looks at another person and there's a sense of jealousy within that, it's really an indication for the person looking in on this space, the person that's experiencing the jealousy, to be like, oh, I'm realizing that that means that's something that I want to do with my life, or that I'm unsatisfied with what's going on right now. But this person may not have even come to that place of realizing the relationship between what they're feeling and what that's indicating for them specifically. And so it may even be like a waste of breath or energy for you at this point to enter into a dialogue with this person about that, because I'm seeing a lot of resistance on their end. I'm looking at Capricorn, Libra, and Sagittarius here. You may have connected with this person in the past. But it seems like very quickly, like you'll know what this is, because even though you may have tried to go in and had a balanced dynamic with them, again, whether this be like a coworker or somebody that you're hanging out with, it's like anything that you're exchanging energy with, you could have gone in and been like, I want this to be balanced, but immediately it turns into something that even feels codependent at a point in time. And it seems like you protecting your energy is going to be the best thing for you to do, which again, I'm getting that this was why it came through in the beginning, to be mindful about what you're sharing, like what type of information you're giving out, especially if you're working on something too. Because least of all, I'm seeing that this person is not coming through in a way where they're trying to support what it is that you're doing. So there's a sense of like really being mindful of the intention space behind where this is coming from. Because I'm seeing someone still definitely battling with the shadow here. So this is also too about not taking on someone's karma by engaging with them. This is about pretty much backing away from it. I'm seeing temperance be really important here. So this is about like you really exercising self-control and not like impulsively jumping to say something or interact with this person. It's kind of, again, about disengaging with this energy. In the long term, I'm seeing that you're going to be feeling better off because of this. But yeah, at first, like, if you don't give a reaction or say something, you may be in a situation where you're like, well, I'm not standing up for myself. But I'm seeing that it's going to be better anyway for you not to do something in this situation. It's because of the energy that this person is coming through with, and that's why it's important. Because as I said before, this is someone you're not going to be able to have, like, a level conversation with, so... The interesting thing is that you may be able to spot this energy quite easily because it's something that you've actually worked through yourself. So there's a sense of being able to even have compassion for what this person is going through. Because it may be, again, something that you worked through yourself and, like, actually were able to work out and get through. So yeah, if you're, like, really opening your heart up to the situation at hand in this person, not that that means you need to engage, but if you're really opening your heart up to the situation, you may even recognize part of what this person is going through. Ooh, for some of you, this is with work or a job or some type of identity you've been associating with. This can even be a person that's been in your life. This is someone that would tie in potentially with your finances. So for some of you, you really are leaving something that's not working for you anymore. This can even be a situation too where it's like you feel like you may feel like you're putting in more work than other people, and like you're making just as much as them or you're making less than them, and that doesn't feel fair to you. And there's a sense of, no matter what it comes down to, or like what the reasons are, what the variables are, beneath all of it, there's a sense of you not feeling valued for what it is that you're doing, so walking away from it. This can even be a situation too where your values are not aligning with the company anymore, even because the devil can represent corporations. With justice here, we can be speaking about legalities, and we're also seeing the King of Pentacles. We're seeing we're seeing a lot of Pentacles. So absolutely can concern your money. Yeah. I'm seeing something be over. This may be something that, like, at one point in time you were very proudly like repping this or in this position or associating with this, and now there's a sense of it coming to an end, and there's a sense of letting it go. So it's not just going through the ending, it's actually like mentally releasing this thing. So you can have something new. I keep seeing the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So stepping into a new chapter after you're finishing with this. You see, it looks like somebody's watching you to let go of something, and they may be rushing through to say something to you, but it kind of seems like you've already made the decision to be exiting. But somebody may want you to stick around. It feels like an energy of somebody being like, I have one last thing to say, hear me out. And I mean, this can be a boss or a company. It's like someone that doesn't want you to leave because they value the work that you're doing, but again, you don't feel valued in it. Or this can be a connection that you have with someone. But it seems like it doesn't feel harmonious in the way that you need for it to. And I'm seeing you letting go of this. For some of you, this can even be a marriage. But it's something that's not working out. There's an issue with, like, even, I'm hearing systematic. It's like even the foundation upon which this thing was built. So I'm seeing a decision being made to leave this all together. I'm looking at Judgment, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Swords. You may have felt happily content involved in this when you started it, but there's a sense of it not feeling like that anymore. It's that feeling like the pieces are not working well together any longer. Maybe this is something too that you feel an obligation towards, commitment, so you're also having a hard time walking away from it, because I'm seeing there be like a sense of conflict. This can even be somebody's energy like trying to pull you back into a situation. And you may even be recognizing that in your heart you want to move away from something, yet something keeps pulling you back, and you may recognize that this isn't even your energy. This is someone else's energy that you're taking on that's like influencing what you're picking up on. Because you're like, when you're by yourself and when you're away from this situation, you may be like, you know what, I've made up my mind. I definitely want to walk away from this. It's not something I want to be a part of. And then it's like when you get around somebody's energy, you're like, maybe I'll stick around. Like one of those situations. Yeah, definitely something that's tugging on you emotionally with the Queen of Cups here. Like, you even may feel sentimental towards something. Here you are. Okay, so this is a move that you're making and you're actually going to be upgrading. I'm seeing you actually transition from the King of Pentacles into the Emperor. So it seems like you're even expanding somehow by breaking away from whatever this is. I am looking at the Ten of Swords and I'm looking at the Four of Wands and the Sun. This looks like a separation from whatever it is that you had previously been committed to. For some of you, this can even be a marriage that's ending. I'm getting there's a sense of relief when you finally get past this. It's almost like you feel a weight lifted off of you. You feel like there's less pressure on you too. It seems like you're making this move too for yourself and you're really putting yourself first. Because I'm seeing you reflecting and being like, well, what's going to make me happy? What do I want to do here? And I'm seeing you go with that. It's like you get a very clear idea of what the right move is for you to be making and what's going to bring you joy and how to prioritize that. You may have been so caught up in doing all the things that you were doing, like tending to this and tending to that, and you get involved in that and then you're invited there, that there was a lapse in you having time to check in with yourself and be like, what's going on? Do I feel happy in this? It's like you could have just been feeling like you were kind of doing things automatically or habitually even without checking in, and now I'm seeing you be like, you know what is going to make me happy? Where do I want to be? What is the aim of this? Where am I building towards? Is this something that I feel like is building upon what I want to be creating for myself, or is this something more short term? And there's a sense of you like getting more serious about what it is that you're trying to create, and maybe in order to establish that vision, this was something that you needed to be involved in to kind of steer you in the direction. But I really am getting the feeling like you're ready to break away now because of a sense of confidence in your autonomy now. So you feel like you can do something on your own, and maybe you don't need the group anymore if you were like relying on some type of support system even, or like building something. This can even be like networking that you had, something like that, and now you're like, you know what, I want to branch off on my own now and I want to do this myself and I want to be in charge of everything related to this endeavor that you're stepping into. And I'm seeing you I'm seeing like a lot of, I'm hearing responsibility, I'm seeing a lot of a lot of excitement and a lot of inspiration tied into this with the sun next to you. And I'm seeing a lot of reflection that's happening too. Maybe even about creative direction, where you want to be taking something, like what feels inspiring to you, what feels drawing to you. Where are you being guided? Where are you being called? And I'm hearing visionary with the star here. In a row, I'm seeing Pluto on top of you, and then I'm looking at Aries, the Sun, Virgo, and Aquarius here in this spread. And it seems like you're checking within yourself and being like, you know what, I can do this. And two, with the star, it's like this independent energy of you being like, I have a vision and this is what I want to create. And to see that with the sun too, the sun is like, how do I want to express myself? How do I want to work on this? Is this something that makes me happy to be involved in? And with the emperor here, this is like, I have what I need to be able to put in the work to do this. I'm going to be kind of strict with myself because I know it's something that I need to do in order to like build this company or build this venture or go in this direction or build my career, whatever this is that you're doing for yourself or this area of my life. And with the hermit here, there's a sense of like really reflecting on that prior to making a move. And I'm seeing like because of this, it's almost like a brainstorming that's happening here. Because of this, it's bringing you to a space of gaining more awareness, especially of what you're truly feeling. And you may also be reconnecting with someone. I'm looking at the Three of Cups here. You may be invited somewhere or reconnecting with someone. Again, I'm looking at Pluto, Aries, the Sun, Virgo, Aquarius. Somebody may be reaching out to you that you haven't heard from, or you're getting invited somewhere. It seems random now, but it's going to make sense when this happens. It feels like a falling into place that's going to be experienced. You may even be kind of shifting friend groups or crowds. It's like maybe a group of people or someone that you had been hanging out with more frequently when you were in this phase of that first spread. There may be a transition. I'm also hearing migration that's being made. Because of this new area that you're stepping into, there may be like a new community or group of people or a person that you're going to be spending more time with. It seems a lot more jovial where you're stepping into. Like, it seems both more fun and also more authentic for you, whatever this is. I'm seeing a lot of you feeling guided to be doing this too. So there seems like there's a lot of purpose and direction that you have as well. Yeah, somebody may message you or reach out to you and be wanting to make plans with you. Or again, you're getting invited to like some like celebration or reunion, something like that. Or a party even. I'm seeing it be something fun / leisurely. All right, my friends, we are going to end the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.